With any physical exercise program, there is a risk of physical injury. If you're unsure of your medical condition, and especially if you have any cardiovascular, pulmonary, or metabolic disease, or a family of such diseases, you should consult with your doctor before beginning or modifying your exercise program. It is advisable to exercise with a partner and to use caution when using exercise equipment. The Ministry of Community Safety and Correctional Services shall not be held liable for any damages, direct or indirect, special or circumstantial, which result from the use of equipment or exercise programs depicted in this video, including, without limiting the generality of the foregoing, any damages arising from injury.
To ensure that new recruits meet the physically demanding requirements of 21st century correctional officer duties, the Ontario Ministry of Community Safety and Correctional Services developed Fitco, the fitness test for correctional officer applicants. Over a 2-year period, a team of experts specializing in the development of bona fide occupational requirements for physically demanding occupations worked on the development of Fitco. Standards of acceptability, reliability, and validity for Fitco were based on a comprehensive job demands profile. As part of this profile, a diverse and culturally inclusive group of experienced correctional officers identified those physically demanding tasks for which their safety or the safety of co-workers, inmates, or the general public may be compromised by ineffective performance or failure to complete the task. The physical demands of these tasks form the basis of Fitco. Experienced correctional officers have given high ratings to the face validity of Fitco and have confirmed that Fitco is an excellent simulation of the physically demanding job tasks performed by corrections officers.
It's important for correctional officers to be able to respond on a moment's notice for the safety of ourselves and, of course, the offenders that we're looking after.
No, I don't want to court.
When I go to work every day, I am somebody's lifeline. If I am not physically fit to respond to the codes or to deal with whatever situations that is happening at the moment, then my partner could be in serious trouble.
Patrol to all areas, code 117.
And all of a sudden a situation occurs where you have to respond immediately right away. So you have to go from a very passive state to a very active state in a very short period of time.
If I'm not physically able to respond to the code properly, one of my colleagues could be in danger or somebody in that situation will be hurt.
Maintaining order and security in a correctional institution is the primary role of a correctional officer. This is a complex task and goes far beyond locking and unlocking doors. Provincial correctional officers are peace officers responsible for the care, custody, and control of inmates. Correctional officers work in diverse settings. Their duties are varied and include supervision of inmate activities and control of inmate movement throughout the institution.
There are lots of aspects of the job that require a person to be physically fit, whether it's restraining an inmate.
Let's go. Let's go, Smith.
Whether it's moving a meal cart, whether it's walking up and down stairs.
Complete searches, effectively escort inmates back and forth. I should be able to also, if I'm called to engage an offender by using force, so it is extremely important that I be in good physical shape.
Fitco is leading-edge science in bona fide occupational requirement testing in North America. We believe that this fitness test for Ontario correctional officers will determine if you are physically able to do the job of a provincial correctional officer.
There are 4 separate components to the Fitco: a screening component to ensure your medical readiness, and the 3 performance components to assess your physical capability. Medical readiness. The applicant will have to complete the Informed Consent and Release document, which describes the requirements of the Fitco, along with their rights and responsibilities. Next, the participant completes the Physical Activity Readiness Questionnaire and the Participant Performance Declaration. Lastly, their blood pressure will be checked. If the applicant's health comes into question, they will require a physician's clearance. Once they have completed these tasks, the applicant is ready to move to the performance components of the Fitco. Search Station, a simulation of the tasks required to search a cell. Emergency Response Circuit, which tests agility, strength, and anaerobic capacity. Aerobic Shuttle Run of 5 minutes 36 seconds, which tests aerobic capacity. Cell Search. During this test, you will conduct a simulation of the tasks required to effectively search a cell in a correctional facility.
It's very important to find contraband in a cell search. That contraband can hurt an offender or an officer. That contraband could be a weapon. That contraband could be drugs.
When you enter a cell, physically you work in a systematic way. You would start at one corner of the cell and you would search the cell from top to bottom.
The cell search simulation requires the applicant to complete these tasks. Lift and remove a standard weight mattress from the top bunk of a cell. Hold the mattress at arm's length for 5 seconds, sufficient time for it to be searched for contraband with a metal detector, and replace the mattress on the bed. You'll also be required to find and move 4 small different colored blocks of wood from different areas around the bunk. This simulates the ranges of motion and movements required in the searching of a bunk for contraband. You must successfully complete all components of this task. Although this is a non-emergency task, it is normally completed well within 60 seconds, and as such, you'll be allowed a 2-minute time limit for completion. Emergency Response Circuit. This circuit simulates a typical emergency response in which a correctional officer quickly covers a distance of 60 meters while scaling 4 sets of stairs, engages in a physical altercation with a non-compliant inmate, establishes control of an inmate for the application of restraints, then escorts the inmate to segregation at a purposeful walking pace. These components must be completed within 2 minutes and 8 seconds. 60-meter response.
Okay, so on the start of the test on the emergency response circuit, the tester will give you a cue and it'll be 3, 2, 1, go. You'll start the test, you'll approach the stairs, you'll go up the stairs, touching each step on the way up and each step on the way down. You'll travel around the traffic cone, going up each step, down each step, touching each one. At any point, if you don't touch the step, you'll have to go back, touch the step, and then continue on the test.
When you reach the starting line, you'll turn around and complete the same loop a second time, going over the stairs, around the cone, and back over the stairs. At the bottom of the stairs, you make your way to the body control simulator.
It's important to respond to a code in a timely, safe, and effective manner so that when you get there, you can be effective at diffusing the problem, whatever it might be.
Body control simulator machine. This task simulates an altercation with an inmate and should be performed at an emergency pace in a controlled manner. It is important that you push straight along the main rod. If you push up or down while pushing away, the task is more difficult.
The most important physical aspect CO must attain is the ability to defend himself, defend others from an assault, basically, is to prevent an assault upon another person.
Start in the middle by grasping the handle and pushing the handle forward. Next, release the handle and weights in a controlled manner. Do not slam them up or down. Then pull the handle toward you. Shuffle step to the right 1/4 turn. Release the weight and then push the handle forward, lifting the weight off the cradle. While holding the weight up, shuffle step 1/4 turn to the center. Release the weight again, pull the handle toward you, and shuffle step 1/4 turn to the left. Release the weight again, push forward, and shuffle step 1/4 turn to the center. Repeat this process once more to complete 2 full cycles. During the task, the tester will direct by verbal cues. Listen carefully to avoid confusion. Candidates will be given a warning if they do not completely raise the weights and keep the weights completely elevated as they shuffle through an arc. Improperly executed arcs must be repeated. If after 3 warnings, the candidates are still unable to properly perform the required maneuver, they will have failed the body control simulation and will be directed to the arm retraction simulator. Arm retraction simulator machine. This machine simulates the forces required to grip and retract the arms of a non-compliant inmate.
In our business, it's all about safety, and part of what we do is to protect inmates and to protect our partners. And in order to do that, we have to engage the offenders to break up the fights or to prevent the assault on another inmate.
Begin by positioning your feet so that the handle is in line with the midline of your body. Grasp the handle with 2 hands and squeeze the lever until it's fully depressed. Without moving your feet, push the handle toward the middle of the machine so that it passes the indicator line, and then return it to the starting position in a controlled manner. You must maintain an adequate grip force to keep the lever depressed throughout the movement, or the arm will not move. After returning the arm to the starting position, move to the other handle and perform the same maneuver. Candidates will be given a warning if they do not completely retract the arm beyond the marker and return it in a controlled manner to the starting position without moving their feet. Improperly executed arm retractions must be repeated. If after 3 warnings, the candidates are still unable to properly perform the required maneuver, they will have failed the arm restraint simulation and will be directed to the mannequin escort component. Mannequin escort. The weight of the mannequin is equivalent to half the weight of the average Ontario male inmate, and this task simulates the demands required for one correctional officer, along with a partner, to escort an inmate to segregation.
Once you pass the other portions of the emergency response circuit, you'll come to the mannequin drag. What you'll do is grasp either with 1 hand or 2 hands. So look something like this, 1 hand or 2 hands. Then the tester will watch, you'll walk in a purposeful walk, dragging the mannequin down, going around the traffic cone and coming all the way back. The test will be completed when the mannequin is completely over the starting point line. That's when the test is done. Does everybody understand those directions?
Yes.
Leger 20-meter shuttle run.
Challenging situations can range from a few seconds to several minutes because some situations are broken up really quickly. Other situations, if you're the initial officer, may take several minutes for backup to respond, and there will not be enough officers to assist you in breaking up the fight in a safely manner.
The Leger 20-meter shuttle run provides an evaluation of aerobic fitness, which is relied on by correctional officers during everyday activities and in particular while performing physically demanding tasks. In this test, the participant runs back and forth over a 20-meter course in time with audio signals recorded on a CD. The time permitted to cover the 20 meters initially requires a very slow jog. Then the time is made progressively shorter so that the participants run faster until he or she completes stage 5.5 or is no longer able to maintain the required pace. In each leg of the shuttle run, at least 1 foot must touch the end line. If the participant fails to reach an end line, he or she will be cautioned. If after 2 cautions, at any time during the test, the participant's foot does not touch on or over the end line, on a 3rd occasion, the test will be terminated and his or her performance will be rated does not meet standard. The candidate must also meet the warning lines from each of the 20-meter end lines before the permitted time elapses. The participant is warned when he or she misses meeting a warning line.
Lane 6, you must meet the next warning line.
When 2 consecutive warning lines are missed, the test is terminated and the participant receives a rating of does not meet standard. The participant is instructed to exit out the end of his or her lane and not to cut across lanes. Summary of Fitco scoring. Cell search. Successful completion of all aspects of the search within 2 minutes. Emergency response circuit. Successful completion of all aspects of the ERC in 2 minutes and 8 seconds. Aerobic shuttle run. Complete stage 5.5. Overall pass-fail on the Fitco. applicants must receive an acceptable score on the cell search, the emergency response circuit, and the aerobic shuttle run to pass the Fitco. Training to pass Fitco. To pass the Fitco, you might have to participate in a training program. Performing the search station requires an adequate level of flexibility and range of motion. You will also need upper body strength and muscular endurance. 10 to 15 minutes of stretching should be performed daily and optimally after your cardiovascular workout. Performing the emergency response circuit requires a combination of strength and endurance of the legs, arms, shoulders, functional core stabilizer muscles, and anaerobic fitness. Aerobic fitness, including running and pacing skills, is necessary to successfully complete the shuttle run. If you're unfamiliar with flexibility, aerobic, or resistance training, consider consulting a certified personal trainer or knowledgeable fitness professional to help you. To practice the 20-meter shuttle run, you will require a flat and straight distance of 20 meters to practice this protocol. The Leger Shuttle Run CD is available for approximately $55. Please see our website for distributor locations. Aim to run 3 miles continuously in 24 to 27 minutes. It is possible to simulate other areas of the circuit by creating your own home version of the body control simulator, arm retraction simulator, and mannequin escort. Please see the ministry website for more information. As you work through your training program, it is advantageous to test yourself either every week or every 2 weeks to objectively see the gains you have made or to identify areas where further improvement is needed. Correctional officers receive a thorough training program both through the Ontario Correctional Services Colleges and on the job. Training includes search procedures, self-defense, and emergency response.
Our institutions operate 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, and we all work towards making a positive contribution to community safety in Ontario.
Various programs are afforded to offenders in terms of Narcotics Anonymous, Alcoholics Anonymous,
religious studies, correspondence with education, native studies, anger management.
Again, giving them that extra edge, that start that will assist them into making a better life for themselves.
I think if someone was considering a job in the correctional field, I would recommend it to them.
The job of a correctional officer is extremely rewarding.
I will tell you, as an officer, it gives you a lot of pride knowing that in some small way you are giving back to your community by helping keep the criminals away, even though it's for a short period of time.
You can meet a lot of good people. You can become part of a very diverse, multidisciplinary team.
If you're into challenges, it's something that maybe you want to look into because it does offer challenges every day.
It's a very positive position to uphold.
When you start the job, you have to ensure that you follow the rules and you instill the guidelines. Basically, this will follow through your career, and as offenders get to know you, they'll understand, you know what, this individual is firm, but he's fair.
You have to keep your emotions separate from the job and be professional at all times.
You can use your physical fitness and your physical abilities in your day-to-day routines, and you can have fun while you're doing it.
You learn so much. You learn people skills, you learn how to conduct yourself and handle yourself in situations, making you a all-round better person.
For more information on becoming a correctional officer, please contact the Correctional Officer Recruitment Unit at ontario.ca/safety.